Greetings, WFPS families. As we prepare for the upcoming school year, a key process in that preparation is student registration. The purpose of this tutorial video is to give you, our returning or current families, some insights on how to access the registration forms, as well as some tips and tricks to navigate them efficiently to ensure that you and your student or students are up to date for the upcoming school year. Let's take a look at how we access those forms. So from any internet connected device, simply launch your favorite web browser and navigate to the West Fargo Public Schools homepage. Once you get there, we're looking for this Families section. And in the Families section, we're looking for registration. So let's go ahead and click on that registration link. On the registration page, you can see some generic information about the registration process. Also, some additional information over here on the side for some specific groups as well as for everyone. But the area that we're looking for is the Register Here section. And again, this is mostly geared to our current families. So we want to click on our current families. When we do that, it's going to launch the Parent Portal login screen. And Parent Portal is the house where all of these registration forms live. So give me a second, I'll get logged in and I'll meet you on the other side. All right, I'm logged in. And once you log into your Parent Portal account, you will see all the students you have associated with that Parent Portal account. As you can see right now, I have John Doe, Kent Test EduTech, and I'm a Test. So these are the three students I have associated with my Parent Portal account. And what we need to be clear on is we need to complete the registration forms for all three students. So how do we access those forms? I'll start with I'm a Test. So I have that student highlighted, and then I look at the menu options on the left-hand side. The one I'm looking for is right smack dab in the middle, and it's called Forms. I simply click on that Forms, and you're going to see all the registration forms that I need to fill out for this student. There's a lot that we can get off of this screen. As you can see, the registration forms are laid out very logically. We kind of prescribe the order in which you should go. In addition, there's other great information here as well. Lots of ways to check our status. Right now, you can see that they're all empty. My goal is to get these empties out of here and get them replaced with submitted forms. Another indicator that we have is the progress bar over here. Some other things, not everyone's going to see this grade K registration section. This is just going to be our kindergarten families, but I put it on there so everyone could see all the possible forms. Last but not least, there's an important information form, and there's no submission required. When all's said and done, this is just a screen that's going to show you some links to some other good information that we have as you prepare for the upcoming school year. So again, our goal, when we're all said and done here, is to get all these forms completed. In fact, let me show you what it should look like when we're all done. I've done John Doe already. So when I go to his forms, you can see, well, I have one to do, but you can see they're submitted. That one is submitted there, and like I said, this one will always be empty. So our goal is to get those colors to change. All right, back to I'm an example. Let's get on those forms. Other information we can get from this screen. This form description. This is pretty important. These that are marked eligible for family submission, you can actually complete the form for this student. So in this example, Form B, the student address for a current or returning student, I can submit this for the entire family. So when I do that, I'm filling it out for I'm an example. But when I hit submit for family, and I'll show you how to do that here shortly, I'm actually submitting that form for Kent and John as well. So as you can see, it's a quick way to get a lot of work done in a short amount of time. Because for these 5 forms, you can fill it out for one student and submit it, in my case, for all 3. That's a nice feature. Other things, just to give you a heads up, when you take a look at our returning students, the majority of these first 4 forms are going to be pre-populated. So they're not going to take a whole lot of time. Certainly you can make some changes, but for the most part, the information for most of you will be accurate. Obviously, if you've moved or there's some changes in your situation, you can make the changes on these forms. But again, these ones will be pre-populated, so they'll be pretty quick. These here are going to be a lot of questions to answer, or not a lot, but a fair number of questions to answer, so they'll take a little bit more time. The nice piece about these, though, is 2 of them you can submit for the entire family. So you can fill out this survey, that home language survey, as well as this form here on the resident survey, and you can hit submit for family, and therefore you would not only submit for IMA example, but also for Kent and John as well. So again, it's a time saver. All right, enough with that. Let's hop into the forms. Let's see what we should do. Okay, just like it says, registration, begin here. So logically, let's start with Form A. Form A is our student demographics form. Like I said before, it's going to be pre-populated with information from PowerSchool. Now you're going to notice on this form, you can't change some key things like first name, last name, date of birth. Hey, you're a returning student. You've been in our district for a while. These things really shouldn't change. If there is a mistake or a need to make a change to some of these areas where you can't pop in and make a change, you need to contact your school office. They can make the changes for you. But you do have the opportunity to add some things in. If you have a nickname or a preferred name, you can add that in there. Or if we missed a suffix or something on the end of your name, no, I'm sorry, you can't do that one. That one should be pre-populated already. Other things that you can do is you can add your siblings. And for our kindergarten students, they should upload their proof of residency document here. Okay, so when we take a look at it, like I said before, it's going to be pre-populated, so it shouldn't be too long for these first couple. But how do we navigate to the next one? Well, simply hit the submit button. It's going to do 2 things. It's going to tell us, hey, good job. You got the job done. This form's submitted. And it's also going to navigate us directly to the next form as soon as we hit OK. Let's take a look. All right, there it is. Form B, our student address. So again, pre-populated what we have in PowerSchool already. Opportunity to upload some things, and we request that you do that if you make some changes here. But for the most part, another quick one. Now this is the first one where we can do eligible for family submission. So now instead of just hitting submit for IMA example, I can submit for the whole family. So I can submit this form, just this one, for IMA, Kent, and John. Now that doesn't mean I have Kent and John done. I'm still going to have to go back and do some of the other forms, but at least this Form B, that'll be done for all of them. How do I do that? Instead of hitting just submit, do the little up caret and submit for family. And then I can choose which other family members I want to do. Most logically, you're going to do both of them, in my case where I have 3, but you never know. You can choose just one. But I'm going to choose both of them. So when I hit submit, what I've done is I've submitted Form B for all 3 of my students. Again, a good time saver. And just like before, it's going to take me to the next form. Again, this one for the most part is pre-populated. You can put in that email address, and again, look at that. That's an important piece. A lot of information coming your way, so make sure it's a good one. But like I said, pre-populated for the most part, so you can make your changes or confirm all the information. Again, this is an opportunity to submit for family. I think you get the idea, so there's no need to go through all the other forms. When we take a look at this, oh, I didn't answer a question, so I have to choose that one. And then I do have to put that email address in too. And then I'll submit for family. And again, I can pick the students. So like I said before, you get the idea. So no need to go through all the other forms. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to navigate us to the end so you can kind of see what the wrap-up looks like. So just remember, you're going to want to go through each of the forms, hitting submit or submit for family when it's applicable. You get a little indicator in the form name when you can use that submit for family option. And every time you hit submit, it just works you to the next form. The last one is acknowledgement of completion. And this is where we kind of wrap it all up. I did the best to my ability to answer all these things, so I acknowledge that. I consent to the use of a digital signature, excuse me. So I'll be Papa example, and I'll put in today's date. And I'll hit submit. Now it tells me, thank you, you're all done, with the exception of our kindergarten families. Okay, when we get to this screen, it says we're all done with the exception of our grade K families. You have to go back to this forms menu and complete that kindergarten screener for your kindergarten student. Now, when you're done with that, it's going to send you right back to this screen when you hit submit, and we'll take a look at that here shortly. But this screen also has some great information: school calendars, the My School Bucks app to pay fees, and links to the school supply list. So this is just a nice way to say, hey, you're all done, and thanks for doing it for this student. Because remember, we have to go back and do all of our other students as well. So when we take a look, let's take a look at that grade create process. Just go back to forms. We would hit this kindergarten pre-registration profile. We would fill out all the required information. And when we do that, we're going to get right back to that end screen. Now, a great way to check your progress is click on forms at any time. And it's going to give you an idea of what you have done and what you have yet to do. Please keep in mind, this one is always going to be empty because there's nothing to submit. It's really just an informational screen. So right now, I still need to do the the kindergarten pre-registration. Another interesting note: why does my student current address have a pending? Well, that's by design. The district wants to make sure that that address is correct, and really, if there's any changes, to make sure that you're still in the right school. So when it's all said and done, I'm going to go back to John and show you how you know that you're complete. When we're going to take a look, everything is going to be submitted. Our kindergarten form is submitted, and this one's going to be empty. This one will be pending. Oh, I don't have my student demographics, so I can do that one real quick. Everything looks good. I'm going to hit submit. And now when I look at the forms, and again, this is just that pending. The district has to approve it. Now when I look at that forms, everything is green. I have the pending on my returning address. I have my kindergarten form done, and this one is blank. So when we're done with the process, we want to go through each student and make it look like this. Okay, don't have time to get it all done? That's fine. You can log out and log back in and pick up right where you left off. So for example, I have some work to do on Kent. You can see some forms have yet to be done. If I have time to do them now, I can, or I can come back later. In addition, I have some work to do on IMA because I can see that not all of them are submitted. So when we take a look, again, I hope this video was helpful to help you navigate to the forms. And once you see them, navigate through them quickly and efficiently so that you and your student are up to date for the upcoming school year. Thanks for your time, and I hope you have a great day and are ready for the upcoming school year.